This is a handheld mortiser, and it's for a domino-like situation. These are plans that I got off, I paid for off of, it'll be down in the description of the video. I'm going to change the plans a little bit to accommodate for some things. These are from a gentleman down in Australia. So everything is in metric, and I'm going to build my version with imperial measurements. So I will be changing it as far as its size. I'll be changing it a little bit, and I'm not going to have dust collection on mine. Well, I've got the main body figured out. It's 6.5 inches from here to here, and it's 9.5 from here to here. I'm using 1/2 inch plywood for the basic body. I got 4 blocks cut at 5.5 inches long, and they're an inch, or I'm sorry, they're 7/8 of an inch square. That's what I'm working with right now. Those are going to be part of my carriage. This is my carriage. These 4 blocks are what I just cut. This is overly big, but this is what I've come up with. These started out, there's 4 of them that started out to be 7/8 by 7/8. I figured out where I wanted the holes in them, and I used one to drill all 4 of them alike. Now, what is significant is these 2 are going to be the end ones. I matched them up. And then these 2 are going to be the slide part on the carriage. Now, something I did to these is I shortened them a few thousandths on each end, the middle ones, so that it's going to be able to slide back and forth. So I got my slide to work so far on my machine. We have a bolt up through from the bottom of the carriage for the sled, and this is going to give me my pivot action for the side to side. I am going to configure this. I'm going to make this into my clamp, and I've got to round off the edges and cut in from over here and cut this out, and then kind of sand all of that and make that into a clamp. And then this side I've got to be able to make a bolting situation where I can make it a clamp or bolt it down. I've got my hole drilled out for the router, and I got a bolt that runs from the bottom clear up through to act, and that's going to be my clamping bolt that can tighten down right here around the router. Well, we've got this figured out. Learning to where to place the positioning of the router is when you slide this forward, I just want that nut to just go to there, and we don't want it to protrude out. We may even reposition it back a little bit further. Okay, this is what I've got so far. I've got the mount for the router, and it's mounted on the swivel base. I've got the angles that are keeping the swivel base intact, and the back one that's keeping the rods in place. I also have a handle with finger protection for keeping my hand out of the way. And we still have to build the fence out front. My center line is not perfect, but it's enough that I can live with because the machine actually sets here on center. You can see my center line for my fence is off, about an 1/8 inch. But I'm going to have to increase my hole over this way a little bit so I have a better sight line. Is it perfect? No. Is it good enough? Yeah, it works. I've proved that it works for me. Even to myself, I've proven that it works. And I can very much make my own dominoes. Now this is my domino material. It's a 1/4 inch or a little more thick. It's about 1 inch wide. And I can make it in long lengths and then cut it to the depth that I want it to be. I can round the corners, and I probably will, but for right now, just testing it, it's just a little narrower than my plunge. Well, I plunge cut 2 boards and made up a couple of little dominoes. I know I have some more work to do on them, but the basic idea is it works. It works. It goes together. There is some slight adjustments that have to be made, but the overall results are good. Well, the project worked out to be pretty nice. It does a decent job for a homemade machine. I ended up with about just a little under $100 in it in comparison to a regular domino. I'm not going to use it that often, but I really kind of just wanted to build one. And where I got the plans, I'll put down in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye now.